What advice would you have for them on kind of some steps that they need to take in order to, take this idea and make it a thing?
Yeah. So if you've already started, you've already started. You know what I mean? And congratulations on that. Because
Sure.
most people, it takes a lot of courage to start and put yourself out there. So that's number one.
Attention, all my creatives. I don't care what kind of creative you are. I need you to listen to me very closely, all right? Or maybe you're just trying to connect with some creatives. I need you to remember this name, Maker's Gym. You guys, Maker's Gym is a new creative co-working concept, the dopest I have ever seen in my life. No exaggeration. Look, it gives its members access to state-of-the-art production studios, production equipment. You get training and educational classes. You get vast co-working amenities, and even better than that, a network of up-and-coming talent and businesses. So make sure you look them up, Maker's Gym. I won't create anywhere else. Check them out, y'all. Welcome to The Dash. You know, The Dash is that tiny line between your life start date and end date. It's your story, chapters in your book, your journey. Get ready for real conversations with real people telling real stories about the realities of failure, setbacks, and success. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. We're rolling. Let's go. The Dash in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so today is all about energy. I love it because this woman is not only beautiful, she's successful, she's a serial entrepreneur. Miss Whitney, a.k.a. the Growth Guru, which we're going to find out why we call her the Growth Guru. Golly, let me see. You have brands, juices, and botanics. You have a salon and spa. You have, you have all the things. Hi, Miss Whitney.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
First of all, you look fabulous, and I want your hair. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, so who is Whitney, and who is the Growth Guru?
I kind of feel like they're all, like, fusing into one. I kind of had, like, this epiphany the other day that, like, I'm creating my life. And so, like, in creating, like, my businesses and my brand and my personal brand, I put so much, like, thought and intention, like, to who are you and who do you want to be? Because somebody asked me that like a couple years ago, and girl, I cannot answer. Because I didn't know. I was like working so much, and I was like, well, like, what do I really like? Like outside of, like everybody's like, I like to go out to eat. I like to travel. Like, who am I? And so that's like when I started getting like more intentional. So it's like this, they're the same, but it's just like kind of like, you like Holy Spirit activate. Like earlier today, I was running around like a mama, you know what I'm saying? And then when I was like, let me gather myself, give me like 30 minutes and, it's kind of like, the Beyonce, Sasha Fierce kind of thing. You know the vibes,
Okay. So then who gave you the title Growth Guru? Is it because of what you do for a living? Is it because of this fabulous hair and these fabulous products that you've created?
Yeah, so it's like a double entendre. So, of course, like, growing hands came from, like, that old adage back in the day, like, oh, that lady got growing hands, you got to go see her. So my clients would always be like, oh, you have them growing hands. Because I used to go by, like, Grand Glam. And then they'd be like, girl, you got them growing hands. And I'd be like, okay. So in thinking about branding and the expansion of my business, because, by the way, when I started, I was in my kitchen, like literally side hustle, working as a corporate recruiter with my kids. And like, I didn't see all this. Like, I was just like, girl, let me get this extra income. I was like fresh off a divorce. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I was just like, kind of like trying to figure it out. And so with that, like, people just saying I had growing hands. And then in me, like, what is her growing hands? Her growing hands is you. It's me. It's the people that work with me at the salons. It's the clients. And anything that I touch, you know what I'm saying, is going to grow.
I love that.
And that, too. So I've had all kind of nicknames from clients. Like, people call me Weezus because my name's Whitney. Because just like, they're like, girl, you perform miracles. Can you just touch my scalp? Like that kind of thing. But then, like, the Growth Guru, too, like, in what I do is like an inspirational figure, or because I'm a big speaker. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that I don't pop off as much as people are going to hear me like pop off in the future. But what they'll see is, because a lot of people just think it's just hair. Like, they just think it's just hair, but they have no clue what.
Yeah, because that brand is definitely going to expand. So you have her growing hands is the umbrella. And underneath her growing hands, you have this fabulous, this fabulous hair care brand, Juices and Botanics, which is so funny. We're interviewing in front of this wall. Like,
Literally.
this is so Juices and Botanics.
This is like the
150%. And then you have a salon and spa. So this is what I love about Black women. You can't put us in a box, right? We're multifaceted. We're multi-purpose. We do a lot of different things. So let's rewind, right? Because a lot of people may not know you are known for Juices and Botanics. You are known for your salon and spa. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that are listening and watching right now that are like, I want to create a product. And you mentioned that you started in your kitchen. So you're working in corporate America. You're a corporate queen. And what makes you start concocting what has now developed into Juices and Botanics, which is this amazing line?
Yeah, what people don't know is I started in 2010.
Okay.
Like, literally, I remember sitting in a cubicle, like, even those open cubicles, and I was, like, a corporate recruiter, and I came up with the idea. I was like, I really want to do a hair care product. I literally have worked with 4 different labs over the course of 10 years, and I just never quit. Mm-hmm. Like, there would be 6 months where I'd be like, I don't know. And I would just have to walk away because I'm like, I don't even know.
Right.
But 10 years later, literally, like, how many people stick with something for 10 months?
Ma'am.
10 days.
Ma'am.
Like 10 hours.
Ma'am.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 10 years, but this is something that was like really in my heart. I realized too, like, I found a book, I don't know, I think it was given to me by a librarian when I was like 8, of Madam C.J. Walker. And something lit up in me like when I was 8. So really now looking back, it was like, you know, kind of like
planted in you from the beginning.
Yeah. And I really just like care so much about Black women's hair, and I believe in it so much. And there's so many things that we don't know and so much misinformation. And I've really cracked the like codes, Da Vinci codes, like as far as the formulations. I'm a former product junkie. Like every single Essence magazine that has ever been published, probably from 1987 to like, you know, I used to save, because we didn't have Instagram.
Right.
You know the vibes.
Right.
Like, we didn't have Instagram. I had magazines, and that's what I had subscriptions to. And every beauty article I read in and out, hair article, and I don't care if it was Allure, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Essence, Ebony, Jet, I read them all, and I studied, and I perfected my craft. Like, I was up in the gym at like, you know, 10, and I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying?
So you're working in corporate America, but you want to have a product. So when did you start actually doing hair?
Always. So that's the crazy thing.
Okay. And that's what's funny.
Yeah.
Like, so when we look back over our life, we don't even realize how God is setting us up for our future and our purpose sometimes.
You was interviewing your teddy bears, sis. You was interviewing your dolls and
getting in trouble in class for talking too much.
Always. And always opinionated, and always was like, what is the purpose for this?
Always
why do we have to do that?
For me having an opinion. Yes.
You know the vibes. But we grow up and we're still big speakers. They can't shut us up.
Yeah, that's very true.
I feel like I always did hair. Like, I was always the friend. Like, I wanted to make my friends beautiful and like, girl, let me do your eyebrows. Just doing the most. Like, all the time. I would be like, let's have photo shoots. And I'm just like always in people's hair. So what happened, like, when I went away to school, 2002, because that's the thing too. I'm 38. People don't understand that. And I've been in the industry.
Beautiful girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been in the industry like 20 years though, because I'm self-taught. So it's like the whole thing of like you making your way at like, you know, 19, 20 with these internships. And then like, you know, I got a makeup kid, taught myself makeup. Then I would be on the sets. And then I started working in salons. And then I would have like, I had a stylist. She gave me a shot and let me assist with her. And she was like, you know, you can do hair. And just that simple, like somebody telling me that, like who was in the industry and had, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh, like she had talent.
Gave you permission.
Yeah. And I was like, I do. I can. And I didn't need somebody to tell me because I'm still self-taught.
Right.
I still, like, I never had, like, once I didn't even finish school all the way. Like, I still have 8 hours left on my bachelor. Shout out to Hampton. I'm finna walk one day. I'm gonna donate something. Y'all help me out. It's just 8 hours. But like, and the thing is in corporate, so me not having like a degree, and then when I transitioned and decided to take myself seriously full time in the beauty industry, because I never did. I was like, yeah, it's something I do. You know how you dib and dabble.
Yeah, it was a side hustle.
It was my side hustle. My side hustles have always had a side hustle, so I always did it. But I was never like, oh, I'm gonna monetize this. So the thing is, like, what I know now is when you have that dream and God gives you that and you have it, like, you're not crazy for seeing what you're seeing, but it just takes you to line up with it.
Okay, so you have this dream. Number one, why did you want to have a product?
Yeah, so the product really started with my own journey of trying to figure out my own hair. So I was relaxed.
Girl, okay.
Listen, I was relaxed from 2 to 19. I didn't even know what natural hair was. I went to college and
Hold on, you got your first relaxer at 2?
I was 1 the day before. No, for real. Like it was set up on my birthday.
Wow.
I was 12 months the day before, and then on the 13th, like they literally were like, "You're 1."
So on like your second birthday, you got a relaxer, and you had a relaxer pretty much your whole life.
Whole life. Didn't know anything but new growth. Like nothing but new growth. Now, my mother did really like a good job with taking me to the salon and making sure I had like healthy, relaxed hair. Cause we just did, it was the 80s. Like and my grandmother, she was like, baby, she was old school, but she's like, baby, I don't know. She got hair. We're crying. She's crying. We don't know. And so they said I sat there like a little lady and I just got it. So I think when I went to college, one day I was sitting in class and I was just like in my new growth and I was like, and I couldn't stop touching it. And I was like, that felt really good to me, but it was like foreign. And then I kind of just worked up like
these little waves.
Yeah, I was like, hold up. And it wasn't bad to me because we were taught that it was like new growth was a bad thing, right? And I was always wondering like my hair would get to a certain length and stop, break off. Get to a certain, and that's just like the black girl story. You get to, and if you hit shoulder, you doing it, and if you hit a little bit past shoulder, you really doing something. Let me touch
you definitely don't want to cut anything.
Yeah, and so that was like kind of just like my journey with my hair. So I decided came back to Denton after being at Hampton that summer. And it was my first summer being, girl, you know where Denton is. That's where I'm born and raised. So I was 17 years old and I went to my beautician and I was like, big chop me. And it wasn't called a big chop back then because it was 2002. I'm talking like, I always say apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. It was like, that was the vibe back then. Everybody had a doobie, like a wrap.
Yeah.
Like, and people may have had like a little sewing or something, but it wasn't any, like, it was like your hair. Everybody just wore their hair. And so I was like, just cut it. And I had been, watching like Supermodels and Rashumba and just like Weck, you know what I mean? And just like, what does that feel like? And so I did. And that was the day I felt so beautiful. Like after that moment and kind of connected with myself. And then I got to know me without like who I was naturally, the way God made me. And so over the course, I've had a whole bunch of big chops. We've done a lot of things. But the reason behind it is I wanted to see who I was naturally. And then the products came into play with there not being products that were solution based with really helping us manage our hair, like changing the manageability of it, actually helping us really retain the moisture and the length. Because there's so many products out there and they're under people's cabinets. They don't work. And so I took 10 years because I really understand the chemistry and the science of hair. Like we can talk lipids all day. We can talk cuticles, follicles. But that's like how deep it is for me.
Yeah, but that is why you've created such a masterful product. Yeah. That is, who would you say besides, is it all black women that your products are geared towards?
It's textured hair because really my baseline inspiration wasn't ethnic hair care products. That's the first thing I told the chemist. I was like, don't play with me. Don't put that stuff in my stuff. I know what y'all be doing. I know what's in this stuff. Yeah. So this is what we're going to use. And I came up with the ingredients, the active I would say the active list. I work with my chemist, but what we're putting in there, like that's me.
So you're creating this product in your kitchen and you figure out like, this is kind of working for me. I like this. But you obviously, like you said, to bottle it, you have to go to a chemist.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you find a chemist? And then second of all, how do you get funding for stuff like this?
Girl, that's the thing. Like when I say I got it out the mud, like you flip it. Like that's what I did. Because I didn't meet anybody who was going to give like a black girl who was a recruiter out of her house, single mama out of her house, trapping, doing hair, like alone with no business history. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like what? Yeah. What? Like, I love my story.
So are you like bottling this up?
Like I was doing the oil. So a lot of companies like mix creams and stuff, but I'm not like with the products, everything that I have is scientifically formulated. I'm not like hating on people that just want to use stuff from the kitchen, but hair is a fiber, and to really preserve it and to make sure that you're delivering the nutrients, like you need a scientific delivery like system of that. So that's like the foundations. But really what happened when we started buying bundles, like when we really started heavily buying bundles, I started researching Indian hair care. And I was like, what do they do to preserve the hair that way? They could just supply the world with bundles.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So Ayurvedic, that's how I really started researching first. I was like in my bed in like 2010, like literally scouring the internet, reading up on Indian hair care. And there's just even the techniques. So I used to be on hair boards back in the day. Like, it's like a crazy obsession, but I used to be on hair boards back in the day, and just the practices of the way that they preserve the hair, the way they oil the hair, and then amla and hibiscus, the two most prominent ingredients that they use, are in everything. So that's where I started. They're in like my entire line. Yeah.
Wow. So
Yeah.
look, my mom's favorite flower is hibiscus. So when I use juices and botanics, I will have hibiscus in my hair.
You will. And hibiscus is everything, like teas. You can like really like soften your skin, your hair, everything.
Okay, so you started this brand from the kitchen, and so how do you scale it? How do you scale it to all of a sudden now you are this major brand, which is beautifully packaged? One thing that I want to make sure that I point out is you did not cut corners.
Yeah, I
when,
didn't.
when people receive your products, not only are they receiving quality products, like your packaging and just everything about it just oozes. I want to put this. It's almost like I want to put it all over my body, but I want to put this in my hair because you didn't cut corners on it.
Yeah, I didn't. It's a crazy obsession. Like everything you see, from the packaging to the font to how this, like the drips on the box.
Yeah.
That's like, because I get a vision. Like I get vision. Like I literally receive it like a graphic designer, and it's like God is like, here, this is what the box looks like.
Okay, God,
and
I
I'll
need
write
you to
it.
drop this on me.
I'll write it, and I'll just draw it. I can't draw for nothing, but I can explain myself to, my team. And I have a team in the UK, which I found, like, and I stalked them like on Instagram and found them and like put it together. And they do these amazing like 3D modeling. Like it's literally, because people were like, "Oh, that's your branding." I'm like, and I work with my team, but it's an in-house team because I was a senior corporate recruiter for 10 years,
Right.
and a pharmaceutical and a medical device, and I recruited formulation chemists, and I was in marketing, and I was in sales and public relations.
So all of these things were kind of leading you up to.
Mhm.
what
And I
is
had
now
no
your
clue,
purpose.
girl. I was
Yeah.
just floating.
I love it.
And that's how it is. You're just like here, you're there, and then one day it just all comes together. And
So-
I was 34. Like, who changes jobs? Like a senior corporate recruiter at 34 and then decides to do hair out of their house and
That's a
launch
scary
their
leap.
product line.
That is a scary
And it
leap.
wasn't even like, it was a leap, but it's just the grace, like the way that it unfolds so beautifully before you.
So I want to
step by
point this
step.
out. You're also a mother.
Yeah.
There's somebody listening. There's somebody watching right now. How do you balance being a business owner, not only of just a brand, of a salon? You have employees, and then you have babies you have to take care of. So how do you balance it?
I carry what I can carry, like when I can carry it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I already have 5 bags in my hand, I have 5 bags in my hand. Like what y'all gonna do? Put a box on me? You know what I'm saying? So I had set up my boundaries. Like, listen, mommy loves you so much. I'm on a conference call. Hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that. Like, I do what I need to do when I need to do it. And my parents raised me to be extremely independent. They taught me that mama may have, daddy may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. And that's what they
I was
told
like,
me.
this sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's how I was raised. And so with my kids, they were like, we have this and we've done this and we've established ourselves and we've shown you. This is your, I call it my green print. This is my green print, And so by watching me, like, they got to be independent and because they see me get it out the mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if somebody is watching right now, they have a product, right, or they have an idea, and they've started in their kitchen. What advice would you have for them, whether it be marketing wise, whether it be just inspiration? What advice would you have for them on kind of some steps that they need to take in order to, take this idea and make it a thing?
Yeah. So if you've already started, you've already started. You know what I mean? And congratulations on that. Because most people, it takes a lot of courage to start and put yourself out there. So that's number one. I would say understand that it's a process. And on the day you start, it's not going to be necessarily like, I went through different phases, before, like you with your packaging or with your branding. But I like to save brands like inspiration all the time. I'm a board person. You ever watch like Beyonce documentaries, like all those vision boards? Literally, I have vision boards for my brands, like all of them. And I save like, oh, wow, look at what they're doing. And I take field trips to Sephora, I'm an Ulta, like what's happening? And I stand there and I have my, visions and like, and so before I start to do these things, I need to go to Target and walk down the aisle and be like, oh, my capsule collection is going to be here. It's not there yet, but I see it when I go. You see what I'm saying? And so it's really preparing yourself. Like, who are the best candle makers that you like, the best interior designers that you like, the best DJs, the best, hosts, the best whatever, you know what I mean, you want to be. And so save those, people for inspiration, watch documentaries. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to see what L'Oreal was doing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then there's a speech, one of my favorite MLK speeches is, what is the blueprint of your life? If you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. But the blueprint of your life is really who do you want to be, and who is this brand? And so it's okay to kind of align yourself with people that have similar energy and that you can really look up to, because a lot of your friends and family, they're amazing, but girl, they ain't built what you're trying to build. They don't have the candle business, or they don't have the pajama line. So it's great. Thank you so much. But let me see, you know what I'm saying? What Sarah Blakely, girl, what's she doing? Yeah. And don't end up, but the speech with the MLK, back to that, he was like, don't be the best, Negro this, Negro that, or the best color this or color that. It's be the best that. So I'm trying to see what the girls are doing. You know what I mean? Like, big energy,
So any regrets?
Ooh, no. Like, I'm going to quote Maya Angelou, I wouldn't trade nothing for my journey now.
Any setbacks that you had to overcome?
Oh, like, so many.
What's one major one that you were like, oof, I almost quit?
Y'all don't even know. Like, I have worked 10 years on this line. Girl, I had my trademarks. I held the name, first of all. Didn't tell anybody the name of the product, right? We launched the first time, right? And it was called something else, right? And there was one particular company, which for legal purposes, we'll keep it real cute, but they had a particular product in their line that they called that particular name. So I had paid
all the way back. Start over.
It was 2020. All my businesses were closed because,
COVID,
I had just launched after all my stuff being on back order because the labs were shut down. I had taken $120,000 worth of orders for inventory I did not have yet. The boxes had arrived from overseas and were on a freight somewhere in LA, and they told me, there's 2 guys on a truck that should be, you understand, all that was happening, right? Then I had the name trademark. I had done, because I do my business before I do my business. I handle business for years before things launch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to trademark that thing. I'm going to make sure that thing's cute.
Sure.
I had launched. I had sold all this product. They told me that, it's been challenged. The name has been challenged. I would have had to pay about $75,000 cash to challenge it, to keep my name that I done had in my head for 10 years that no one owned. Nobody owned that name. I paid for the trademark, but they challenged it to stop me, right? It's like, then all of the products I was selling under that name, they told me I had to stop. So you talking about 2020? Everything shut down. Just went through a breakup. Everything shut down. Girl, ain't nothing getting out. Raw materials, things is moving slow. That moment right there, girl, I was like this. Yeah. I just had to walk away. And I was like, listen, just give me another name, because I don't know what I'm going to do. Give me another name. This is my name. Yeah. And Botanics came. My spirit, God was like, Botanics. Yeah. And I counted the letters, and I said, that's 7 letters.
The number of completion. Stop playing with
me. But it's been 7 years since I launched in my kitchen.
Yes.
It's been 7 years, and I have 7 brands.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Confirmation. Well, you didn't quit. So, Miss Whitney, the growth guru, juices and botanics, all things amazing. How do people get in contact with you? Because you've inspired some women that are listening today to keep going. Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for being fabulous. Y'all see, she's just so fabulous. How do people contact you, and how do they get your products?
Okay, so you can contact us at Her Growing Hands, but I want to say that, you know, that T-Pain thing where he like missed like all his DMs for 2 years? That happened to me the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, there's a whole other side. We call it the light side and the dark side. There's a dark side.
But listen, I was yesterday years old, girl. It was so many blue checks and things waiting in the inbox. I'm like, hi guys, I'm sorry. I love y'all. But listen, if you get at us at Her Growing Hands on Instagram, the _growth_guru is mine. Instagram. Then we have Silken Beauty Sleep, which is my line of sleep accessories. Then at Juices and Botanics, which is the product line. Then Natural You is the line of wigs, which we're rebranding, which is now trademarked, so I can tell y'all it's naturalistic. And then, am I forgetting anything? Because I literally have, Her Secret Garden V-Steam.
Okay.
Also.
All things woman, all things fabulous, all things beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Girl, you better keep killing it out here, okay? Girl,
Thank you.
I don't know how you do it. And like I said, and then she comes in and looks fabulous. And then she's a mom at the same time. And then a salon owner. So
it's a full-time. That's why I said there's no...
Yeah. And then she came here to be with us today. So thank you for your time. So y'all make sure y'all hit her up, get these Juices and Botanics. If you slid in her DM, she's going to be hitting you back. The _growth_guru and Her Growing Hands. Yeah. Hey, she says it all the time. All the things.
All the things. That's the only way. I mean, it's all the things.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. You're fabulous.
You are.
Thanks for the support. Make sure you subscribe to the Dash Podcast YouTube channel. Also, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more. And feel free to share with some family and friends. Thanks, guys.